to express our sadness with matters that are happening within Tonse Alliance. Just to give a brief background to how Tonse Alliance came about, I wish to state that when President Edgar Lungu, the former president, was being disrespected in Uka, I went to him and said, enough is enough. You can't continue to be insulted that you don't have a political party. And I stated that New Congress Party is ready to have you as a presidential candidate for the 2026 general election. We agreed, and I wrote a letter of invitation for him to stand on the NCP ticket, and we're about to announce what was to be called the NCP-EF Alliance. Before we could do that, Comrade Zumani went to the president and suggested that we should look at the best practices of alliances that have prevailed across the globe. And they chose the Malawi formula, which is the Tonse Alliance. I was called 2 days later by His Excellency, the late President, said, announce that you have joined Tonse Alliance. I was the first member of Tonse. And from the time I moved from UKA to Tonse Alliance, UKA has never been the same. Alas, what is happening now indicates that what we intended to cure in regards to leadership in Tonse Alliance is prevailing again, where two people are claiming authority over Tonse Alliance. In UKA, it was 8 people that were claiming authority, and 3 of them who were claiming absolute authority of the alliance. Ladies and gentlemen, the publication of the list that was announced yesterday, purporting that President ECL left a list of appointments to be made, is a hoax. That is just to carry you fast forward. When you look at the composition of the names that are in that list, it will tell you that Comrade Mao Sampa was not part of Tonse Alliance by then. He only reconciled with the PF in May. Honorable Mumbipili and others, including Honorable Brian Mundvira and Honorable Mutotekafa, were not part of the Tonse Alliance Council of Leaders. However, Honorable Brian Mundvira was definitely appointed by ECL as a parliamentary committee chairperson, together with Honorable Chifumbanda as deputy. Amongst those appointments that ECL made, the bloated list that was unleashed yesterday demonstrates the fact that PF in itself is divided. There is also now a demonstration of the fact that Tonse Alliance is not as united as we expect. And as New Congress Party, we are at liberty to associate ourselves with any particular political party of choice. And I want to state that it is sad that we are witnessing the act of anarchy, rebellion, and mistrust. Now, in building an alliance or building a relationship, trust is the most important thing that you need to cherish. I willingly offered President ECL because I trusted him that he can be able to stand as presidential candidate of the Tonse Alliance. But if a number of members within the Patriotic Front are failing to respect their own leadership, and they want to ascend to the top leadership of Tonse Alliance. If some leaders within Tonse Alliance are failing to appreciate the consultative process that an alliance is supposed to be built on, the question goes to the biblical principle. If the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? I come from a theological background. And my word of caution to the two comrades in Tonse Alliance who were instrumental in the formation of Tonse Alliance is the question is, when we form Tonse, we are the terms of references and the rules of engagement, which were culminating into a memorandum of understanding which was changed later to become the Constitution of Tonse Alliance. In that we had clearly stated that Tonse Alliance shall be anchored on the patriotic front as the anchor party. In that we unanimously agreed that the leadership of Tonse shall be derived from the patriotic front. Before ECL left, Tonse resolution on the 18th of May chose NCP. That meeting was chaired by ECL. That meeting was announced by Comrade Sean Tembo. That the resolution are that for now until 2026, the special purpose vehicle shall be New Congress Party. Today, we hear that we need to sit in a meeting where we should review, approve a special purpose vehicle. Is that not slapping the legacy of ECL? Are we respecting the legacy of ECL even before he is buried? Pantu nero mre pianika. Takwabo kupianika omuntu tamunashike ekiriro. Why can't we be patient as leaders in Tonse Alliance? Why is it that now the agenda of Tonse Alliance is going to be driven by 6 people, and 6 people want to decide and say ECL told them this? I want to confirm to the nation that the interaction of New Congress Party working in alliance with ECL was not born on that particular time that he said. It was born 5 minutes after ECL conceded defeat. He called me to Nkwazi House and he told me to prepare the party because he knew that the current government is going to come after PF. Now, the Zambian people have been calling me from yesterday up to today, and he's stating to say what we know is that ECL left NCP. And even 4 days before ECL died, we were talking. He was very happy about the symbol of the party now, which is the chair. And we laughed about it, and he said, we laughed about it. He spoke. For those that may want to know, that I spoke to ECL 4 days before he died. He spoke to even my candidate, our candidate in Rumezi, Goodson Banda, and told us and urged us to forge ahead and continue to foster the unity. Never at any point did he say, I had left some appointments that you people need to unveil and continue to work. Secondly, I would like to call upon my brothers that are trying to plant a seed of discord in Tonse Alliance. The Bible is very clear. Rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. We are standing at a crossroad like that woman in the Bible who had killed her own child and now decided to flame a friend and decided that the child of a friend also be killed so that they share it half. I want to state that I believe in the principle of the wisdom of Solomon. To my brothers, Comrade Sean Tembo and others, If it is the Tonse Alliance you want to get, if you believe that you own Tonse Alliance, just like you staged the meeting to be held at your house yesterday, I want to state that the Zambian people are not going to find Tonse Alliance on the ballot. At this point in time, we are supposed to be selling the special purpose vehicle. We are supposed to be sitting and planning on how we are going to raise funds to mobilize the campaign materials. We are supposed to be talking about having mobilization rallies for the special purpose vehicle so that we are able to sell. We are supposed to be sitting down to talk about the manifesto and what we are going to do to the Zambian people, and not to talk about who should be a leader, because the issue of leadership in Tonse Alliance was already settled. We all settled and believed that the anchor party shall provide the chairman. It is the issue of the PF going to their general conference, they elect their leader without any undue interference or endorsement from us, the alliance leaders. I want to state that I want to stand as a neutral entity in this forum, and for now I want to state that I will not participate in any meeting that is not called with a due process of the rules of engagement as well as the terms of references that we agreed on. The New Congress Party, for now, will focus on preparing the party for its conference, where I'll be re-elected as president, and as per mandate, the Zambian people, the PF, should put its house in order and ensure that they choose a leader, and you, the Zambian people, will be able to say this is the leader that you want, and I'll sign an adoption certificate for that leader. My take is simple. Today, as New Congress Party, we want to state that we are free to associate, but when people are not free to associate with us, I am not going to sit in a meeting, and I think I've spoken to even Comrade Zuman. We are not going to come to sit in a meeting where we are going to begin to review what ECL had put in place. And ECL had put in place NCP. Secondly, ECL had left strict instruction to me not to hand over the party presidents to anybody, but use the prerogative that I have within the Constitution to appoint a presidential candidate as and when that person is chosen by the people, somebody that the people themselves will be able to say, this is the one that we want. I remain committed to progressive alliances, but I want to state that as New Congress Party, we are not going to be swayed by the confusion either in Tonse and the confusion in PF, but will remain vigilant and steadfast to defend and run with ECL's legacy. All those that love ECL, I want to state that all those that love ECL, let us respect ECL. If this will entail the birth of the NCP ECL alliance, so shall it be. But however, we are not going to put the wishes and the cry of the people on the altar of confusion. God is not the author of confusion. Both Comrade Sean Tembo and Comrade Zumani, they know the rules that we had set. They know that before PF came to join Tonse, they gave us the rules of engagement. Why should we depart from the things that we agreed to? We are not coerced into that. My call to the Patriotic Front, put your house in order and ensure that it is sad to see part of the leaders of PF going the other way. It is sad to see that we are putting the baby that is on the table, which is giving the Zambian people the hope of redemption, being slaughtered at the altar of hopelessness. My call to the Zambian people is that you know that ECL left NCP as your special purpose vehicle. You know that the legacy of ECL lies with NCP. In the absence of the papers returning back to PF, should the PF return back their papers, I want to tell the Zambian people that then the Zambian people know that ECL was president of PF. But at the moment, you understand, we cannot talk about that. At the moment, we are supposed to begin to build on the posterity that ECL left us with. So my call is that for now, just like we have done today, we have made an application for a rally, for a mobilization rally in Lusaka, and I want to state that as New Congress Party, we are not going to sit down, but we are going to begin to go down on the ground and tell the Zambian people that come 2026, it is NCP with a symbol Pampando on the ballot, just as ECL had left. We will stand to defend ECL's legacy, and I'll stand with the ECL-led leadership. I thank you. I think there is no question.